common spreadsheet errors, which we can see from our data already in front of us. Okay, so a common strategy when working with data is creating multiple tables within one spreadsheet. So that's what we've got here. We've got the Southern Stations table and the Northern Station table, but they are both in one spreadsheet. We called this messy. Now this confuses the computer, so don't do this. When you create multiple tables within one spreadsheet, you're drawing false associations between things for the computer, which sees each row as an observation. You're also potentially using the same field names in multiple places, which makes it harder to clean your data up into a usable form. So this is our example in front of us is a real good one, because for example, if we look at row 4, the computer will assume all the columns from A to G in row 4 belong to the same sample, and this is obviously not true. They quite clearly, you can see they've been recorded at different times, same date, and they have different values associated with them. Okay, and there's another thing that we could discuss about, and that is the multiple tabs. So tabs are what you see at the bottom of your spreadsheet here. So what about them? Well, they seem like an easy way to organize the data, but this is true and it's also not so true. For example, when you create extra tabs, you fail to allow the computer to see the connections in the data that are there. You have to introduce spreadsheet application-specific functions or scripting to ensure this connection. So in other words, there's special functions that you have to use to link 2013 raw tab to this messy tab. And that can undermine some of your data analysis. So it's not good practice for 2 reasons. One, you're more likely to accidentally add inconsistencies to your data if each time you take a measurement, you start recording data in a new tab. And secondly, even if you manage to prevent all of these inconsistencies from creeping in, you will add an extra step for yourself before you analyze the data, because you will have to combine these data into a single data table. And who wants to do extra work? You will have to explicitly tell the computer how to combine the tabs, and if the tabs are inconsistently formatted, you might even have to do this manually. So the next time you're entering data and you go to create another tab or table, ask yourself if you could avoid adding this tab by adding another column to your original spreadsheet. So we've used a couple of multiple tabs in this example. But you've seen how you can reorganize and consolidate your table across the tabs. So in other words, combining the data into one table. And the data sheet might get very long over the course of your experiment or your design procedure, and this makes it harder then to enter data if you can't see your headers at the top of the spreadsheet. But don't repeat your header row. These can easily get mixed into the data, leading to problems down the road. There are ways around this, but we won't discuss that here. Okay, so now let's move on to talking about some problems with values.